As we are on to the rift for Game 3 between the Team Be Determined and TWV, the Wise Vegetables. And let's see how wise they really are. As the game paused, as OveRate seems to have disconnected. Lovely start. That's the only way it could have started. Oh, nope. It seems to be Griffin that was disconnected. Now he's reconnected. So the game should just be restarting here in a second. The anticipation, the waiting, the not knowing when it's going to start again. The knowing that it will start, but not knowing when it will start. The wondering if anybody's going to run into a bush and get caught. It's a possibility. Could happen. Some questionable plays by some people in a couple of these games in this series and getting caught in bushes that they shouldn't be standing in. Hey, we're back into it. The pause is over. So no 5-man group from either team this time. They're just going to spread out, set up a 5-man point. Just make sure that nobody can do anything crazy. Just setting up the squad, the line there. The boundaries, making sure nobody can do anything crazy. 4-man stack, though, in this bot side late could favor a late invade. Not a lot of CC there, though, so not much that they can do to lock too many people down. It definitely prevents themselves from being invaded, but will not be so much for the invade, especially with the Thresh on the other side. You definitely don't want to get caught by a hook, so should just be a fairly standard start for both junglers this time. And Jarvan going to go up towards that top side, as again, they do favor a red side start. Multi-camp. And all eyes on this Zed. This is the pick that you're going to have to be watching because this is a feast or famine pick. It definitely feels like if this champion doesn't get ahead very quickly or gets punished, it feels like a champion that just is not enabled on the map. Feels like so difficult to pull off. So we'll see how it plays. Najim has chances into Pharaoh. Has chances to knock down this Viktor. Has chances to find some early trades. Has the Ignite. Has the Flash. Has all the tools. Just about whether or not they deliver on it. The other matchup that I'm really interested to see, that I think is going to be a lot of focus on too, is this Azir and the Thresh matchup. But just not only because it's exotic, but because you feel like if it does work and it can get ahead, then it can really start to run away with the game. And there's a lot of safety. There's some built-in synergy, obviously, with those two champs. So it's not something that's like completely out of the ballpark where it doesn't make sense. You can see where the Azir and the Thresh would make sense in a lane. I think what it's going to come down to is how they executed. The same way as it comes down with everything is how effective can you use Azir Sand Soldiers to to take trades. How well can you zone off Puppykat and Joosu from XP? Can you use the ultimates effectively to facilitate lane ganking is going to be the question. So those things will be answered here the next couple of minutes, and I think it's going to be important that if that lane does fall behind, again, it's just going to feel bad because you already have a volatile comp if you are TWV and having the Zed and having this bot lane. So obviously they'll want to perform on it as Renata going to land it. It's level 2 win there, technically on the side. Joosu going to pop the W and deny the hook. Smart ability, level up there. So won't get hooked to anything suspicious, anything crazy, so just trading. And again, I think we can continue to expect this out of this TBD bot lane. Just early shoving there from Joosu, from Puppykat, going to control the lane, getting pressure, facilitating OveRate in order to kind of get some prio in these early dragons. And that's been something that we've seen in both games, is even in various states of the game, where they might be winning or losing, they always have control over the dragons, always have the ability to contest those, starting them early. And I think that's something that OveRate's going to look to try and do again. Wukong, not necessarily a dragon-taking specialist by any means, but does that mostly by facilitating ganks in the lane, and then just runs over to the objective, gets the dragon after, you get 1 or 2 kills, or force the enemy bot lane to back, and then move on from there. Griffin just trading. Bouillon. Gnar should just be getting the better of these trades just because of the type of champion that he is, and now that he's in many, he's going to continue to try and get some of these ranged autos. So Griffin dropping there. OveRate looking to gank. Invisibility won't last very long. Puppykat going to get stunned up. It's level 3 win here. Exhaust going to go on top of Kita, so they want to risk that. Bouillon going to jump over. Drop below half. And OveRate going to eat a turret shot for his problems. And Najim trying to gank on top of Pharaoh. Paper's going to be here. Pharaoh going to be flash out. Flag and drag. Paper, no follow-up though. Would die with double buffs. Doesn't drop to the turret. Becomes dangerously low. There's a little bit of an over-aggression there. Ends up walking away with his life, but was really close to Pharaoh. And I love this early game proactivity from both of these teams because they know what this means. Paper in this bot side might be looking for a gank. Is going to steal away some of the Krugs. Try and get his health back a little bit. Bouillon just continuing to bully Griffin in this top lane. He's going to take out a level 4. He's going to continue to get some of these health stacks. Paper does not have flash. It is going to be hooked down on top of Puppykat. Now he's going to come out, flash out. Can he manage to live? Paper trying to land flag and drag over the wall, but not going to be able to. So instead just going to walk out. Great. Backing up. Pathing down towards this bot side. is likely going to know that his Krugs have been taken, so he's just going to go ahead and start his Raptors and then likely look for a reset. And a lot of early game pressure, both these teams. Neither of them really wanted to let anything go. Bouillon sidestepping the Q there. Just good little movement. Exhaust down on top of Kita. OveRate, does he fancy himself something? Does have flash, does have exhaust. Flay back from Cicero. There's going to be no follow-up, so a lane gank to try and convince Kita to walk away. No summoners expended there for the TWV bot lane. I think the pattern in which these junglers are ganking is also interesting too, because it's kind of an ebb and flow thing where when one jungler goes another direction, the other answers in the opposite side. So trying to find something. Oh, the throw minion doesn't stop Bouillon's back, but he cancels it manually anyways. And Bouillon's going to have continued run of this lane. Just having access to the ranged autos in minion R, being able to bully down the Sion before he gets ultimate is going to be difficult. And obviously when he has access to the Gnar bar too, Sion's going to have difficulty trading him. But in the late game, you have to feel like the Sion is just going to be a little bit better of a champion just because of that pseudo-infinite health scaling. Obviously his ultimates are going to be a little bit easier to land. He's going to be definitely a little bit more tanky the entire time, whereas Gnar is only situationally tanky. Oh, waiting in that brush. Right there, so they know that the jungler's not necessarily in play. There's 3 people. Paper is also tapping down. Flash out. Hooks gets sidestep. Flag and drag. That's going to be the emo flash there from 2. Najim has ultimate, and yeah, that's just going to be Pharaoh dropping in the ignite for good measure, but it's going to be first blood going over to TWC. A smart play, too, bringing up Cicero, forcing out the flash from... Well, not they didn't force out the flash from Pharaoh, forcing out the sidestep into the Jarvan flag and drag. And, punishing the lack of summoners there from the side of Pharaoh. We're going to go into Mega and just look to shove out this wave and reset. Throws the house, collects the minions, whacks the Sion on top of the head. Gets knocked up for his trouble, but should just be walking away. Has Jarvan for safety, so knows that there won't be any repeat gank or any response gank from OveRate. This bot lane matchup starting to kind of get tilted back in the favor of TWV, especially after the ganks. And just not having access to the summoners. Joosu having to use his defensively in order to kind of keep his support alive. Is Bouillon going to jump over Griffin's head and continue to try and trade. Trying to charge up that Gnar bar. Again, it's just so difficult for Sion to trade. It's an obnoxious matchup for him. No matter what you do, it feels like the Gnar is just going to get the better of it. Especially because when he has the Gnar bar and he's leveled up, he'll be able to deny a lot of the damage that you want to put on him, and then when he's in mini, it's just obnoxious because he's throwing ranged autos at you with a boomerang and you have no response. But the response from TWV is going to be to go ahead and take that dragon. Decent pickup for them, and again, exactly what we talked about, just bot lane priority, trying to focus on resets, and then bring OveRate down there to get early prio on the dragon, start stacking them, and have that as an objective to play with. But Bouillon continuing to bully Griffin, and there's the camera. I want to move away from him. It's an interesting matchup, too, is he's going to get stunned up. Jarvan has access to the level 6. He could just gank the Sion, but he would have to have flag and drag to get out to prevent Sion from chasing. So you need to be careful diving underneath the turret. And Cicero Hook going to go wide, and now Puppykat going to try and land a grab. Not able to do so, so just going to continue to land autos. This one looking low here. Now, this could be the gank that we're looking for. He's below half. They brought Najim up here, so this should just be the Sion going unstoppable. You're not going to be able to trade anybody out there. Najim should be able to just get over this wall and make his way on out of here. Griffin going to expire. Need the turret. Going to lose some of those minions. Have to come back to the lane. No teleport either, so it's going to be a long walk. OveRate is here. This might not be the fight that he wants. Ultimate used for a lot of flash. Ultimate on top of it. Cataclysm to lock him down, and OveRate's going to try and find his way out of here. Paper, what else can he get? Could this be another kill? And it's going to be. Bouillon's going to knock that down 2-0, and he's feeling really, really good in this game. A massive overforce there from OveRate. Absolutely no follow-up. Pharaoh wasn't in the vicinity. Griffin was not going to be able to kind of help him. Walking back from base wasn't anywhere near it. Paper is going to get knocked down, though. Some mites the Herald for safety, but not able to do it. So return kill onto the low-health jungler, but that's kind of just a consolation prize for TBD because they've lost a lot already in this game. And Cicero trying to land the flake. Kita has access to level 6. Joosu also has access to level 6. Not going to go down. Cicero trying to land another hook. Puppykat gets hooked up. It's going to be ultimate down. Going to be the flag. Sorry, to shuffle back on top of it. Kita, what else can he get, though? Health going low. Flash out from Joosu. One more auto would do it. Cicero now trying to knock down Joosu. Lands the flay back. Puppykat going to land the temporary stun, but Najim's going to knock that one down. One more hook would do it. And this should just be a third and final kill there for Najim, and he's going to grab that one. So they get 1 for 2 in the end. And TBD just losing across the map right now, just not winning these trades. Not going to jump back behind Griffin and continue to bully him. Charging up that Gnar barge, just, again, so obnoxious for this Sion to try and deal with. Is going to land the smash. OveRate is here. Has no access to the ultimate, though, so it would be difficult to lock Bouillon down. That might be the go button they're looking for. That slow should be enough. Decimating smash. Narbar's going to timeout. This will be the time that they're looking for. It's going to be thrown to the wall. OveRate going to get in. Smite just to secure it. And it's going to be a shutdown. Given over to Griffin. That's a lot of gold that he needed. Really important that OveRate gave that over. And that should just be Sion having a chance to get back in this one. 20 seconds until Bouillon comes back up there. No Zed to respond with, and with the Herald going over to TBD. They should be able to get a bunch of these plates. So not a bad response here from TBD. They're starting to do a bit of damage control. Good that that gold is going back in the Sion's pocket, because if that lane kept going the way it was without interference from a jungler, it was just going to be Griffin just getting bullied out of the lane. Bouillon going to be forced to expend the teleport to get to the lane. Puppykat going to push him away. OveRate may have stayed his welcome, though. Does have access to the ultimate, is going to use it now. Narbar is charging up. One more ultimate would do it. Does manage to get the solo kill, but it's a fight down in the bot lane. Joosu trying to get something in the bailout, not able to do so, though. So it's a 1-for-1 across the map, but first turret goes the way of TBD. So if you're TBD, you're very happy with that trade. You're fine with it. The next dragon spawning in a minute, roughly a minute's time, about a minute 15. Bot lane prio right now for the side of TWV. But, that being said, TBD, they can continue to move their top lane down. And now that they've got that turret down, and because there isn't significant damage to that top lane turret for the side of TBD, that means that they should just be fine to send someone else up there. Either send Viktor or maybe even switch it and send both their bot laners up there to continue to protect that lane. Is OveRate gonna clear out the Warden? No free vision. No one gets to spot anything for free. You must pay the price of admission. And the admission for seeing our jungler is, of course, death. Pharaoh gonna clear out another ward there. Oh, bad guy mid laner. You should have donated the ward to the support. Come on. It's 30 gold. It means more for them than it means to you. Oh, some bad manners there. But there should be TBD having access to the dragon. Again, their focus on these objectives has just been absolute. It seems like no matter what game state they might be in, they always have control of this objective. Sion is going to be in the mid lane, and that's what they get for having that top lane turret still available for them to protect that that side of the map, is that they can just continue to play what they want, where they want. They are missing Viktor. Paper is on the wrong side of this little trade here. He does flag and drag over the wall, not able to clear the ward. Bouillon trying just to get over the wall. His Narbar is going to be charging up here soon. He's trying to hold on to that for as long as he can. When can they find the fight? They want to find a multi-man engage from that Gnar. And TBD, do they just want to give this up, or do they want to maybe try and walk towards the mid lane? And still posturing here. All 5 members of both teams still here. Drag's going to be started off. Not complete focus yet. Waiting for the Sion. Gnar's going to go into Mega Gnar now, so that means no huge jump right there. He's going to get 2 into the wall, but that's not the ones that you wanted, because it's the Sion, and that was the wrong target. They get the drag, but what's it going to cost him? Paper's going to jump over the wall, but now he's got to run for his life, because Pharaoh's going to chase him down, and Najim's got to run too. And that's going to be 2 members. Sorry, that's going to be Griffin running towards the bot lane as they're going to continue to try and chase Najim out. They want to try and get this 3rd kill, but that's the top side control for this TWV squad down. They get the dragon, but it cost them 2 kills, and now this should just be the mid lane turret going down. And TBD, they're going to be happy to get that one. Griffin just going to continue to hold this lane by himself. That's a trade that you're going to make every day of the week, especially making sure that that gold goes where it did. So we're going to be 1, 2, and 2. But most importantly, Viktor getting 2 kills. Going to help accelerate him. Going to put him where he needs to be. They're going to collect 1 more turret place. This will be likely the last one that they're going to get. As a Bouillon, no Narbar here. Stunfield's going to come down. Ultimate down on top of Pharaoh. So he's going to be dropping. Hostile takeover. Not going to be enough to buy enough time. Cataclysm on the 1. Puppykat flush out. OveRate just going to dash over. So they get 1 for nothing. But it comes at the cost of turret plates and gold. And it's just a consolation prize. And overall, a net gold lead there for TBD, about 2,000. Looking for something. Just here to be an annoyance, just here to poke people. Just denying any free backs, saying, you might be into that tower, but you're not backing for free, son. And, Griffin just going to continue to put damage on this tower. They're well on their way to knocking down these other 2, mid and bot, really low. There's TBD have continued to have great wave management, continue to keep their towers healthy, and it's so hard to understate how important that is, having access to those structures around the map. It provides you so much additional safety. provides you some ability and control over the map, and basically makes it to where the other team can't follow you into certain areas because they risk giving up too much. And Pharaoh showing up the top lane to continue to protect the turret. But for TBD, next steps, I want to try and look to get this next Herald if they can, and look to place that in one of these lanes, either mid or bot lane, and try to get some additional control over the map. And then once they do that, once they kind of crack the mid lane of the bot lane, they can have control of those jungle areas and start to ford their way inside some of the dark areas, get vision, have control over where they see certain members of this TWV squad, and then just make sure that they're keeping eyes on people like the Zed that, while 4-0-2 has somewhat had a quiet game here, just kind of picking off some of the champions that were available for them to pick. So nothing too much started outside that he has really set up for himself. It's not been Zed just finding one person all on their own and killing them, from 0 to 100. It's mostly been cleanup duty, which, if you're Zed, you don't really care how you get the kill, but that means that he hasn't necessarily been super self-serving or proactive. As Griffin's not going to have access to this ultimate. He should just die here. They have the ability to chase him down. Griffin's going to try and walk away. Ultimate is some way away, so it's going to be the Cataclysm flash out, forcing out the ultimate from Najim. Griffin will fall here, but what's it going to cost them? No response here from TBD. This challenging smite going to go down, and Griffin just trying to force his way back up there. Is baiting them, though, so OveRate's going to be here. This is 2 ultimates down. Flash out from Najim. Can he manage to get away from the Wukong? But Cicero getting caught here. Yeah, this should just be a trade for the support, as both Zed and the Jarvan in the back, and this is going to be the Herald that we were talking about. So this will just be a free objective pickup for them, and they'll be able to put that wherever they want to. And now that all the outer towers are down, now we should see TBD start to roam across the map a little bit more, start to place vision in some of these key areas, especially around objectives in the next minute when the next dragon spawns. So it will be that Cloud Drake. No, so that will be Cloud Drake. So that will be Cloud Soul that we're going to be having. It's a pretty good it's a pretty good Drake for them, for TBD to have, if they can close it out and get the next couple of dragons too. Just giving them speed, giving them additional survivability. And for TWV, the big thing right now is you need to try and start utilizing this Zed. This is kind of the pick that we were looking at the champs look when we saw it locked in. And, this is a high-risk, high-reward champion that, if you can get onto the backline, assassinate key members, and, start to become this unstoppable threat that mandates either the extreme level of safety to play with or, mandates certain items, then you should really start to get the gold value out of that pick. But right now, it doesn't feel like that Zed is, a tremendous threat onto any of these major members. As long as TWV is picking the fights. So even as I say that, though, Caster Curse and Puppykat. I'm sorry, Puppykat. I didn't mean it. It's not my fault. Oh, she's gonna drop. No sooner did I say that the Zed wasn't a solo kill threat than he kills the Puppykat. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. We're gonna move on from that one. I expect responsibility for what I did. This mini smash not gonna land on anybody. And so this should just be the dragon setup going over towards TWV. Gonna be the first ones on it. OveRate is there. Now that is ultimate down for the Zed though, so if anybody on the side of TBD had to die, it was probably wanted it to be Puppykat, because now here we get ready to go. They're trying to find a couple of these members. Bouillon being forced out of the fight. He's gonna drop already. Joosu's gonna knock him down. And now TWV, they've been forced off of this one. What else can they get? Cicero going low. OveRate on the other side, and he's on the other end. What else can he get? Trying to knock it down. Exhaust is going to buy a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of space. But TBD have recaptured control over this dragon pit, and this dragon will be going their way. Smite's going to come down. They've slain it. What else can they get? Najim forced to exit stage upwards and anywhere and get away from the red team, or sorry, the blue team, because they might kill you. Hostile takeover, not really going to hit on anybody. It goes wide. Kita going to drop as well, but they trade a 1-for-1 in the end. Now Najim's got to get his way out of here. Oh, he breaks everybody's ankles back towards the dragon pit. See you later. Wouldn't want to be He manages to live. A couple of his friends die. They lose the dragon, and overall the gold goes back towards TBD. But hey, at least the Zed survived. No shutdown gold going over. 5-0-4. Does have that Eclipse. Again, it felt like if anybody had to die there on the side of TBD, you definitely want it to be the support. At least that you have some to work with. Cataclysm on top of one. Griffin's going to die. Bouillon trying to get Gnar. He's trying to jump in here if he can find one. Oh, you don't back up. One into the wall. He manages to get it, and this might be the reversal that they need. Is Griffin going to try and knock down Bouillon? Walks into the turret. It's a triple kill, and he's going to get down. It's just going to be a consolation prize surely for OveRate. Can't even knock him down. No! Gets pulled back, gets hooked, and he's going to die! Cicero slays OveRate. And now that's the kills. That is the huge consolation prize. In fact, that's the big jackpot prize because they caught TBD getting over greedy, overzealous, and they get punished for it. And now this mid lane turret's going to drop. I don't think that they're going to try and go for Baron. Instead, they're just going to play for the structure and get some mobility around the map and at least have this middle section to work with. They still have work to do both in top and bot, but hey, that is something oh, Bouillon. And you even see his team ping, and that's hilarious. You know, that's like, yeah, but hey, how come you miss that jump over the wall? That's like, it's one of the easiest jumps to land. That's a quiet moment of the comms, and everyone just acknowledges that he missed it, you spam ping him, and then you move on. And so for TWV, and the grand scheme of things, that couple minute really long play there, yes, they did end up losing the dragon and they lost a couple of kills, but they end up trading it back over the overforce from TBD, and the gold is basically dead even. I mean, a couple hundred is nothing in this game, especially with how close it's been. And you're looking at some of the items starting to come through. You got Trinity Force there on top of Bouillon, so he's going to continue to be a decent damage threat in this mini Gnar, and really even in the Mega Gnar state. It's going to be Gore Drinker there, completed for paper. He's working to try and complete another tank item. 2 items there. This is the Tooth completed for Najim. Really only one item completed so far on the Azir is that Herald was about to time out, so they popped into the mid lane. So it's really just a distraction more than anything else. They won't get a charge out of it, but at least they try to do something with it. But ultimately, he's just going to go into the dirt. For TWV, you're in the game state that you want to be. You want to continue to try and get farm onto this Azir. He is a little bit behind. Only has access to the Leandries right now, so is going to be a little bit behind on damage. Is not yet going to be this super dangerous threat that's going to win you team fight. Oh, this is a death brush. Pending doom. Cicero knows something. Oh, and he's going to face check right into him. He does have access to the flash. He's going to flash over the wall. And spots all 4. Manages to live. Pops the ultimate just to be safe. I don't think maybe that was necessary, but better safe than dead. We're continuing to try and fight Griffin here in this bot lane. And manning that decimating smash on Gnar is almost impossible if he has the hop. As long as he saves that ability for the decimating smash, you're never going to hit it. So TWV continue just trying to put pressure across the map, continue to keep multiple members of this Team B determined squad. Keep them occupied. I don't think this will be the turret dropping unless he starts to get some serious damage into it. It's going to knock down a big chunk of it. Going to land the house on top of the Sion. Again, just posturing from both these teams right now. Both teams, I think, aware of exactly what's riding on this game and not overly anxious to overforce something, especially TBD, now that they saw how that play went in the mid lane. And that's kind of disappointing for them, too, because you know that you just got a really good play, got a couple kills, got the dragon, forced when maybe you weren't supposed to. Pharaoh getting ulted now by Najim. He's going to get silenced up. And is not going to drop. Manages to get the kill, get in, get out. And now that Zed is starting to become the threat that we thought he would be, is starting to become a problem. Is able to get in and get out underneath these turrets. Najim trying to run. Should have the speed to get away. He's just going to clear the remaining number of those minions. Oh, he got caught in the back. He is going to drop here. That's challenging smite. Najim, what else can he do? Is this going to be the shield coming out? He is going to drop at the end, but surely it's a 1-for-1 trade underneath the turret. Unless they manage to save him. Bouillon, and just continuing to duel Sion in that bot lane. He is going to force out the ultimate. That's 1 kill down. Najim dropping those. This is going to be this top lane tier 2 turret. Going down to the way of TBD. So get in, get out. Low health members there, but it's being traded on the bot side. Sorry, in the mid lane. Nikita collecting that gold. That's where you want it going. He's continuing to farm, continuing to collect that gold. Sion standing on a ward. Yeah, I'm going to clear this. I don't want to die. I don't want anything nasty popping off of that wall and trying to kill me because I sat on something that was worth 75 gold. But unfortunately, the timing of the reset, though, for TBD means that they're going to give up this second dragon. So we'll be even in drag state. It's going to be a Cloud Soul. It's not a great Drake for either team, in all honesty. Just kind of the stats it gives you. But on the whole of it, if you're looking for a team that's probably going to benefit better, it's probably going to benefit a TBD better. This is a questionable Baron call. They know that the whole TWV bot side is down there, but they do not take this quickly. Sion is not in the area. TWV, they know this is going on. They have access to all of their ultimates, and Griffin is here, but he is being cut off from the rest of his team. And TWV, they show up and they stop the play. And ultimately, they don't give anything for it. They don't lose any summoners. They don't even get the teleport out of Bouillon. So it's just a questionable startup there. Look like they're hovering this, like they still want to do it. Paper, flag, and drag over the wall will have the Lantern to get over, so he should be safe. TBD, so they're kind of feeling that they need to try and make something happen here. The second drag has gone down. The gold is still fairly even. They haven't expanded on a gold lead in some time. Other than getting some items in, it's still kind of a even state game. I think the most important thing that you're looking at is some of these next item completions that are going to be coming out. Shadowfire now completed for Kita. Not going that AD build, instead just opting to go that AP style and make the most of that damage. Again, no big team fights in the last couple of minutes. Kill count obviously is in the favor of TWV. They're going to continue to knock down these structures, continue to use that pressure, and the Zed is a legitimate threat now, having built the 2 items, having completed that burst comp that he's going to need in order to get on top of these squishier members. OveRate is here. He's going to get flayed out. He's going to try and jump in on top of it. Cicero, not the greatest target, but they'll take what they can get. Cicero going to drop down. He's just going to stop and accept his death. He's like, yep, I'm dead. No need to run away and try and drag anybody towards my team. I know how this ends. And accepts his fate like the stoic support player that he is. Hats off to him in the chat. Definitely well deserved. And now they feel like they can start this the Baron off. 19 seconds till Cicero's up. Najim is here. A couple of squishy targets that he'd like to get. Sion still in the mid lane. It's going to be teleport out from Bouillon. This could get spicy really quickly. They're down to half. TWV, what do they want to do? Do they want to try and pick a fight, or do they want to just continue to poke TBD out? And that's exactly what they do. This time, though, TBD get a good trade. They get the teleport out of Bouillon, so the next time he goes down to that bot lane, he'll have to take the long walk of Shane up towards Baron. They're going to clear it out. The Bouillon, though, finding Wukong clone. Just going to bop it just to say, hey, this could have been you. You see what I'm doing doing to your dummy here? Bot! That would have been you. That's a message that he's sending us. OveRate going to smite to keep the red buff going over into Bouillon, just to deny it. Bouillon, a little gutsy here. No one on that side of the map, if they were to commit to get them, it would be a little awkward for the little Gnar, but they're going to walk away. WV kind of being forced right now, even though they have more control over the map, they're kind of being drug around this Baron more than they'd like to. And now TWV going to send Gnar into that bot lane. This is what they might need. If they can knock Najim down, that is the go button that they need to go do Baron. And now Gnar needs to start trying to run his way up here, because with the Zed being down, that means that TBD can go ahead and start this off. And most importantly, that Gnar bar has gone off. So as you start to see that Mega Gnar, he's going to time out by the time he reaches Baron. TWV, how do they want to handle this? Got access to some ultimates. You've got the ability to get in there. Baron below half now. 2,500. Can they get in there? Is it going to be the smite fight? Red team stole it! Oh, Paper stole it. Now it's a team fight. Cataclysm on top of multiple. He dies for it, but ends up getting away with a Baron. And it ended up not mattering that Najim was dead. He walks away with it. And Team BD, they lose out on that one. Yes, they get a kill, but that is a very sad consolation prize after that one. You hate to see it. Now they're just going to lock back with the runes, try and collect some of this farm. TWV still making the most out of their comp. Excellent steal there, Paper getting over. I think it was less than 900 when he got over. I think it was an early smite from OveRate. I'd have to go back and look at the replay. It's not set up yet. I'd be interested to see how that went. That'll be a highlight play for sure if they win this game. Excellent denial away, and now that the Dragon is spawning in a minute, they have the ability to shove out these lanes. Baron-powered minions will do a lot to start to knock down this bot lane turret. This Puppykat going to get spotted out here in the jungle. TWV, they have all the pieces now that they need to make this work. Baron on 3, and arguably your most important 3 members, Bouillon and Kita, having, which means they continue to siege. Trying to find something. They're just trying to clear this vision now, trying to force their way into this river, and they have done so. They've denied all of TWV's vision. Can it continue to deny the setup? Bouillon sitting on partial Gnar's bar. He only needs a little bit to get in there. He's looking for this fight. TBD have to know that they have to be trying to find a way to either stall out Gnar. Najim waiting over the wall, is going to see multiple people there. Bot wave pushing for TBD, but mid wave is even. With Baron, they could always opt to go back to the mid lane and try and shove this out. Both teams posturing. Bouillon going to try and jump in, and now the Gnar bar's expiring. That's what they need. It's going to be the go button there on top of Sion. He's going to land at least one. Not going to get the knockup, but he is going to land the slow. And they're going to try and force TWV out of this one. Hook's going to land on top of Puppykat. It's going to be ult in on top of Paper. He's not going to end it. His hostile takeover is going to land onto multiple members. But it's the Zonias that buys time. Pharaoh manages to knock out Najim. And that's going to be 1 kill, 2 kill. Bouillon trying to run for his life. No, Gnarbar just trying to stack it up, trying to do anything. It's going to knock down Sion at the end. But it's a 2-for-1 trade. Bouillon, again, though still dangerous, though. Access to the damage. OveRate trying to find something. Puppykat Gonna get cut off here. Cicero is available. He's gonna get stunned up, and Kita's gonna knock that one down. And Bouillon just try to survive. And Puppykat hostile takeover not going. Or sorry, bailout not gonna be able to do anything with that one. Baron's been stalled for the side of TWV, but this is a split fight. You have two members of the top lane for TBD trying to shove the wave. You've got OveRate trying to get over there, trying to find something. Azir Tower's gonna go up, buy them some safety. The scattered team fight, nobody takes the dragon in the end, so it should just be a full reset. Does OveRate fancy himself being able to go get it? And again, such a close team fight. 2 for 1 at the end, so TBD end up getting a little bit of gold, but again, gold dead even. There's going to be a teleport out from Bouillon. They might see that OveRate's there. Does he fancy trying to stop him? Teleport out now from Pharaoh. And we're just going straight back. Joosu has not had time to reset. That is the most important thing because Azir has. He's come back out with a little bit of better itemization, and it should just be the dragon going the way of TWV. And yeah, that's going to be a call off there. OveRate not willing to try and go over there and try and steal it. Not willing to die for it. Potentially give over tempo. But that does put TBC. That does put TWV on drag point. Sets them up. Be able to force that objective at a later time. We'll see how they continue to utilize that pressure. Next Baron is going to be in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so it will be disconnect between when that objective starts and when the dragon starts. And in that particular instance, too, losing Baron does not necessarily mean that you'll lose dragon, but it will be harder to contest for it because they will have time to shove out those lanes. About 1.5 minutes time to get Baron-empowered minions shoving into a lane. So either team that gets that Baron will have a massive advantage, not just because of the Baron buff, but because of the pressure that it'll give across the map. Right now, though, it just feels like TBD's kind of being pulled across the map. Again, Griffin still continuing to have to deal with this Gnar that is just constantly poking him down, constantly shoving this wave, and just no reaction to him at all, not sending multiple people to deal with him, because they know that if you commit 2 or 3 members to help Griffin on that side of the map, it becomes nearly impossible to get back over there and stop any other play, and with Baron coming up in such a short time, you don't want to commit that. Most importantly, though, Bouillon not going to have teleport for this Baron fight. OveRate getting seen by Paper. Just a little bit of a trade. Need to be careful there, though. 3 strong versus 2. No one in the vicinity to help them. He's just such a pest. He's just such a menace on that bot lane. Just continuing to poke him out. Just constantly forcing it out. Decimating smash, but that's not enough to stop the Gnar. He's just going to continue to shove that turret. Need to commit here onto Paper. OveRate jumping over. Hook's missing. Najim gets caught a little awkwardly. He's going to be forced the ultimate, but the exhaust is going to deny a lot of the damage. No one's going to drop. He gets picked up at the end, and now this may be the fight they need as Cataclysm is going to go down, and it's going to be the hostile takeover, knocking Cicero as well. Kita trying to get out. Cicero dropping, and that's going to be a kill for none. 3-4 quick kills and a trade for a support. You'll take that every day of the week. That was the break they needed. That was the overforce by Najim, and now TWV, they've been punished. Bouillon racing back, trying to run as fast as he can to stop this mid-lane turret takeover, but it's not going to be enough. No Gnar bar, no chance. And this will be the inhibitor going down. Baron in 43 seconds. They can knock this down. They might even look to end. Sion's going to be opening up in the mid lane. This might be the end. Respawn timers are just a little bit too long. They only need to knock down the turrets. They can ignore the Gnar. As long as they can knock him down, they might be able to win it. Gnar bar to 3, but they knock him down. Both turrets are going. Both turrets are going. The Nexus is falling. And TBD off a 1 fight in the mid lane. They're going to win this series. And they knock it out in 2-1 fashion.